You're reminded that this life is yours to create and shape. You are the director of your life.
Welcome to Intuition Unlocked, the podcast empowering empathic women who feel misunderstood, overwhelmed, or disconnected from their intuition, begin to trust their sensitivities, find inner clarity, and show up with embodied, unstoppable confidence in their daily lives. I am your host, Olivia Ashley, an empath and intuitive, and I am so happy you're here.
What if you fully embrace the idea that this life is yours to create, alter, and flow through? That you hold the power to steer your own life, craft your destiny, and live with intention. This week, as we transition from December into January and into a new year, the energy invites us to embody this truth and step boldly into this year with clarity and purpose. Welcome to this week's Intuitive Insight episode of the podcast, and I apologize for my voice. I am on the back end, hopefully, of a pretty bad cold or flu, so I do not sound like my usual self, but the energy is still here. The messages are still here, so I hope you can bear with me through this. This channeled insight is for December 29th through January 4th, and I hope it supports you as we enter a new year and chapter together. If you found your way here, know there is something here for you. As always, you are your own best guide, and please use your intuition to feel into what resonates and let the rest be. The theme for this week is This Life is Yours. This week is all about reclaiming your role as the captain and director of your life. Whether you set resolutions or not, this is a powerful checkpoint to reflect on the past year and intentionally shape the year ahead. It's not about doing more. It's about being more of who you truly are at your core. Let's explore this week's messages to help you step into alignment and make this life your own. Message 1, Warning Bells. This isn't a message of fear, but of gentle caution. There's something in your life that's quietly or not so quietly asking for your attention. It might be an unresolved issue or an imbalance you've been overlooking, like a recurring headache that signals a deeper cause, or even a cold or a flu that's coming up to say, hey, something's not quite right. Your stress is a little off. There's an opportunity here to dig beneath the surface of the root of what is bringing this up and forward. So take time to reflect and ask yourself, does everything feel aligned and right, or is something off? Heed the warning bell and address what needs care before it becomes a bigger challenge or issue. You know what this is in your heart, or you have an inkling of what might not be right, or this warning bell message is pointing to. So listen and get to the root of it so you can find a true solution. Message 2, the delight of light. This new year brings a collective sigh of relief, a sense of hope, and the promise of a fresh start. And while this feels a little cliche to say, this message came with a lot of clarity and truth behind it. It's not just because it's a new year, and yet the energy that is brought because of this reset, this portal, this adjustment of time allows this lightness to come forward. And it's also specific to this time and place we're at now in life. So there is a lightness in the air, a clean slate waiting to be embraced. Let yourself surrender to this energy and bask in its peace. A new dawn has arrived, and it's inviting you to welcome it with an open heart. Can you surrender into this truth? Let it hold you and delight in this light. With this message, there wasn't a lot to do or even reflect on. It's like, just know this energy is here. A new dawn has come. And welcome it. Open your heart, open your windows, draw back the curtains, and let the light shine through. And know in my next episode, I will be sharing more about this specific energy and messages of this new year and time that we are looking at, since my Wednesday episode will be coming out on January 1st. So I thought that was a poignant time to do so. So if you want more insight into what that is, be sure to tune in. Message 3, time for dreams. This is a wonderful time for reflection and dreaming. Take a moment to journal about the past year, what each month brought to you, how you grew, what a highlight was for each month, and what has shifted. And then look and review and take in your year. Look in awe of how much you accomplished, what you've moved through, the strength and the grace that you have held as you've gone through whatever your year has been, the highs, the lows, everything in between. It's one of my favorite practices to do. It doesn't take very long, but I find it very meaningful to sit down and write out, what happened in January and February and on, and just bask in the reality and the beauty of the year. I know for me, 2024 kicked my butt, and it does not surprise me that I'm sitting here sick and moving through this, and just there's been such a level of purging and reckoning and falling to my knees and then having to get up again, because I know I can and I'm capable, and there is more, but there is stuff to look at still. And so I find that this practice both gives you that reflection, but also brings you now to this moment. So then you can start to ground yourself here and now, looking and taking what you want from this past year and use it to create a clear vision for the future, for 2025. While I feel the true momentum of 2025 is building in spring, when we shift through the equinox and into true spring, this week's energy and moving through the change of years is poised to support a recalibration of your dreams, your goals, and your intentions. So take some time to anchor yourself in your why and allow it to guide your next steps. Message number 4, the grass isn't always greener. Some of you may be imagining a different life. I see different circumstances, relationships, or opportunities that there's something here that you're sitting or dreaming about or just wishing it was different. And you're feeling a little bit discontent about where you are now. This perspective isn't serving you, and your guides are coming pretty strongly to make this clear. There's a sense of it causing resentment, judgment, frustration, and even anger about where you are. And it's making your days way more challenging, or even just a small bit more challenging than they need to be. And in reality, there's more power in your hands than you realize. And there are good things happening in your life, but there needs to be an adjustment in your perspective. Instead of yearning for what could be, take a compassionate look at your current life. What's working well? What could use adjustments? Remember, small changes can make a big difference. If something isn't fulfilling, like managing tasks alone or doing the laundry yourself and hating it every week, or put your scenario in this space of whatever it is that you're feeling frustrated with and looking for that hopeful greener grass, ask for help, ask for guidance, create new routines, and really lighten your load and live in the reality you are, but with some adjustments. Message number 5, adjustments in your friendships. You are at a place where you are growing. You will continue to grow and expand in your life based on where your attention is focused. If you are here, I know you are someone who is using your intuition, you're focusing on your well-being, and intentionally living and creating your life. And so this week, there's both the recognition of this growth, of this attention to your well-being and what you're striving for in relationships, and noting that because of this, there is going to be a natural shift in your friendships coming. You may feel drawn to deeper, more authentic connections right now and that align with your journey. It's really important to acknowledge that people come in and play very specific roles in your life, and it's really beautiful when they come in, but often they come out and they change, just like your guides change, just like you change. And your friendships are really front and center because we're needing community. It's very big and highlighted this year ahead and just in general at this time. So pay attention to who is really energizing you, uplifting you, and make an effort to nurture those relationships. And if you don't feel like you have any of them, start to set the intention of wanting to find them, to call them in this next week and set that in motion. Trust that as you grow and continue to grow, the right people will meet you where you are. So overall, this week invites you to reflect, adjust, and step into your power. You're reminded that this life is yours to create and shape. You are the director of your life. And it's important that you take time to address what needs attention, to dream more boldly, and embrace the light and potential of a fresh start with this new year. Trust your intuition and let it guide you toward the life you truly desire. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend who might need these insights too. Let's support one another as we move into the new year with intention and empowerment. And I will be back in a few days with more intuitive guidance just for you.
Thank you for joining me on Intuition Unlocked. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of insight, guidance, or intuitive inspiration. To dive deeper into our community and get access to exclusive content, head to my website at www.olivia-ashley.com and subscribe to my newsletter. You can also connect with me on Instagram at wildlyolivia for daily inspiration and updates. Remember, your intuition is your superpower. Trust it, nurture it, and let it guide you. Until next time, I'm Olivia Ashley, and I can't wait to connect with you again.